our Disney trip total is going to shock you, but not in the way you think. Our final meal was incredible. Our 4 a.m. airport experience was an absolute disaster that almost made us miss our flight home. And when you see what we actually spent on 4 days at Disney World, you're going to want to book your own trip immediately. This is a real ending to our Disney train adventure. Welcome back to part 2. If you missed part 1, you need to go watch it right now. We left off at arriving at Disney's beautiful Boardwalk resort, but that was just the beginning. We still had our final Disney meal, a complete budget breakdown to share, and the most stressful travel morning of our lives. Disney's Boardwalk resort really is something special. The attention to detail and the theming, from the street lamps to the shop facades, makes you feel like you're strolling along the 1930s seaside boardwalk. There are usually street performers, unique shops, and some fantastic dining options. The lake views in the background are absolutely magical, especially as the sun starts to set.
Also, something else important to remember is if you are staying at Boardwalk and you don't feel like taking that leisurely 3 to 5 minute stroll, right over there you will see a boat. You can actually pick that boat up at Boardwalk right outside of the Skyliner, and it'll bring you right over here to Boardwalk's property, where you can see you have things like the cake bake shop, ice cream, a deli, wines, almost like a general store. Joe's. Now, I heard that Joe's is the place to get a jalapeno cream cheese stuffed pretzel. Now, jalapeno is not my jam, but I understand that is one of the things to get when you're here. We'll check out the cart and see what else they have to offer. But also, I heard that the corn dogs and the Mexican street corn dogs are also good. Now, Brandon,
yes.
You know I gotta have a Joe's Marvelous Margarita.
Do you now?
I do have to have a Joe's Marvelous Margarita.
You want to put some food on your stomach first before you have a Joe's
Are
Marvelous?
we coming back this way?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, so they do have the jalapeno stuffed pretzel here. They also have Mickey pretzels, pineapple Dole Whip, and they have drinks with some liquor in it. The margaritas, of course. Yeah, so this is what you can get at Joe's. Brandon will not let me have it right now. So, you also have an option of pizza, which I think you can get pizza from anywhere. Now, if it looks any different than the cafeteria pizza, that might be something to also consider. Blue ribbon corn dogs. Now, I heard blue ribbon corn dogs have something called a Mexican street corn dog, and they also have strawberry and regular lemonade.
You heard that, or you?
I heard it.
Oh, okay.
Heard it through the grapevine. All right, here is the menu here. Now, they have a pickle corn dog that looks like it comes with a side of peanut butter. All right, so right here we have the Surrey Bike rental. Now, these Surrey Bikes will cost you $30 for a half an hour if you do the single, and for the double, $35 for a half an hour. So you can actually rent these. These are the single, and there are the doubles. And you can rent these and take a leisurely half an hour stroll around the boardwalk. Okay, so they also have Boardwalk merch here in the general store.
Have you seen my baby? She's not a dame nor a lady. Not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me. I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my gal. She asks me when I say let's go out dancing. Your place or mine, don't waste my time with romancing. She's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money. She just cares for me, she's all I need, she's my gal.
All right, so another cool thing is they have like a smaller amount of like fairway games here. You see they have like a hoop toss here, and I'm sure there's some things underneath those canopies, but they do have a couple of games here that you can actually come out and play as if you are on the Atlantic City Boardwalk. Also over there in the distance is the Atlantic Dance Hall. Now I'm not particularly sure what they do in there, but it's a club?
Yeah.
Is that the club where the Mickey dance, where you do like the adults? Okay, cool. See, look at him knowing something I don't know. That's dope. Look at you. Okay, so I guess we're tired. We're tired. We're tired. Are you tired?
Really?
Okay. Well, anyway, we are headed towards Disney Springs for dinner because time is winding down. It is our last night here, so we want to go and have a nice sit-down dinner. So that's where we're going. Also, look at these. Aren't these cute? They have little mailboxes, little villas. They're really, really cute. I know they cost a little pretty penny, but then they have their own pool over here as well. So yeah, really cool. All right, off to Disney Springs.
For our final Disney experience, we're heading to Disney Springs for dinner. One last bus ride, one last Disney meal, and then reality hits tomorrow morning. Disney Springs for our final Disney meal felt perfect. Disney Springs has this vibrant, lovely atmosphere that's different from the parks, but still distinctly Disney. We grabbed margaritas by the lake because vacation, and just took a moment to reflect on this whole crazy train to Disney adventure. 4 days ago, we were boarding a train in North Carolina, and here we are. For dinner, we chose Splitsville Bowling. It's not just a restaurant, it's a full bowling alley with really good food. Perfect for a fun Disney meal. Here's our final Disney meal breakdown. Buffalo chicken egg rolls for $15. These were actually pretty incredible, crispy outside with buffalo chicken inside. Turkey club for $19, huge portions, really fresh. And we upgraded the chips to fries for $3. And they brought me another birthday dessert for free.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday from Splitsville! Happy birthday to you! Make a wish! Make a wish! Make a wish! Yeah! Happy birthday! That's right, you're allowed. Thank you!
Now, here's where I have to be honest. The next morning was such absolute chaos that we barely filmed anything. We were so stressed and rushing around that documenting it was the last thing on our minds. But this story is too good not to tell properly, so we decided to bring it to life with animation. I mean, it is Disney, right? Trust me, this is exactly how it happened. 4 a.m. comes fast when you're living on Disney time for 4 days. The alarm goes off and we both jolt awake, squinting at the bright screen, wondering why we thought this was a good idea. We stumbled around the hotel room in the dark, trying to pack quietly. And I'm pretty sure I packed the same shirt 3 times while thinking I was leaving things behind. We get dressed as fast as humanly possible, double check that we have everything important, and we're already checking on our phones for an Uber. The stress level is building. Brandon is doing his calm but nervous panicking thing, and I'm trying to stay calm but failing miserably. Good morning, family. It is officially 4:55 a.m. and we are headed to the front of resort to head to the airport to catch our flight back home. This time we are taking a plane because Brandon actually is working today. So we are flying back. Our flight leaves at 6. Oh no, I spilled coffee on myself. Our flight leaves at 6:45. We should be in Raleigh 2 hours later. So that is a plan right now. And let me try to get to the front of this resort without any more incident. So we will see you guys there. We get down to the All-Star Music Resort lobby and it is completely empty except for us and another family who are doing the same thing, which is waiting for an Uber. Brandon had already requested an Uber, confident that this will be the easy part. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And here is where things went completely sideways. We opened the Uber app and it says find a driver. And after what felt like forever, we were finally assigned a driver. It's now 4:45 a.m. Our flight is at 6:45. We needed to be at the airport by 5:45 at the latest. We're sitting in an empty lobby watching our buffer time disappear. I'm starting to have visions of missing our flight, and Brandon is worrying about having to call in sick to work. At 5:20, a miracle happens. Our driver pulls up. The relief was incredible, but then reality hit. This is a 5:20 pickup for a 6:45 flight. We were officially cutting it into the danger zone. We pull up to Orlando Airport at 5:50, 50 minutes until our flight. Then we see it, the TSA line. It is massive. We finally make it through the scanner at 6:20 a.m. Now we have to make it to our gate. This is going to be close. We stumble up to the gate completely out of breath, looking like we just ran a marathon, which we basically did.
I have never been so nerve-wracked in my life. Story time when we get settled.
We collapsed into our seats on the airplane, hearts pounding, completely exhausted, but we're relieved. I've never been so happy to see an airplane in my entire life. We actually made it against all odds. We were going to get home. And that's the real story of our airport disaster. I know the animation might seem a little extra, but honestly, that's exactly how chaotic and stressful it felt in the moment. Sometimes when you don't have the footage, you have to get creative with how you tell the story. So the big question, train to Disney or flight to Disney? Here's our honest verdict. The train was an experience, but it's not for everyone. If you have time and want to make the journey part of the vacation and enjoy a slower pace of travel, the train is magical. If you're on a tight schedule, flying is definitely more practical. Would we do it again? Absolutely. But probably for longer trips where we're not rushing back for work. The train journey was part of what made this adventure special. But the real magic of this trip wasn't just a train, wasn't the resort hopping, wasn't even the Disney magic. It was an incredible community. From the super chats that brought my birthday drinks to every single comment cheering us on through the adventure, you've made this trip incredible. This is what travel content should be. Real people, real budgets, real experiences, and real community supporting each other's adventures. You're not just viewers, you're travel friends, and that means everything to us. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. You've seen all the categories, you've heard about our train journey, our resort hopping, our meals, our entertainments. Now it's time for the big reveal. Our complete 4-day Disney World vacation, including travel, hotel, all food, park tickets, entertainment, tips, and even our flight home cost us exactly $899.83 for 2 adults. That's less than $450 per person. That's less than what some people spend on a single day, and we didn't feel like we missed out on anything. We had an incredible time, tried amazing food, stayed on property, and created memories that will last forever. When people say Disney is expensive, they're not wrong, but it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. With smart planning, choosing a value resort, taking advantage of free activities like resort hopping, and yes, having an amazing community, you can absolutely do Disney on a budget that real families can actually afford. If you've been following along with our complete Disney train adventure, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If this is your first video with us, welcome to the family. Hit that subscribe button and join us for more accessible travel adventures. We're already planning our next train route. Where should we explore next? And don't forget to check out part 1 if you haven't already. The resort hopping is something you have to see to believe. Sometimes the best trips aren't the most expensive ones. They're the ones where you're surrounded by people who genuinely care about your journey. Thank you for being a part of ours. Until the next adventure, keep exploring, keep discovering, and remember, adventure begins with every mile, every moment, and every memory. Until next time, Parkers out.